Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, we have come to Attainment of Suddha Suddha Bhakti, part 1. We have finished 2 chapters now. Today we are going to take up 3rd chapter. So, we will start with our prayers, Guru Pranam Mantra and Guru Puja, and then we will go to the class. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadine Niveshesha Sunyavade Pashata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we are going to offer these beautiful flowers for our Attainment of Suddha Suddha Bhakti book. So these flowers are dahlia flowers with very nice white and pink mixed. This is a dark pink which is in the corners of that each petal. So beautiful. So we can offer these flowers for the Shastra, and then we can go for this Gaunitai. So we can take the blessings of Haridas Thakur and Jiva Goswami also. Jiva Goswami's blessings we can take, and Haridas Thakur's blessings we can take. Okay. So now for Gaunitai, we will offer these beautiful bouquet with tulip flowers, and these are tulip flowers which are generally available in hill stations or in outside the countries. It's available. You can see beautiful violet color and white color and pink roses. So everything, whatever you want, you can take it, open it, and offer them to our Gaunitai. So here we have beautiful Radha and Krishna and Lalita nearby, and so many gopis. So nice. So we can offer so many beautiful sandalwood color. Such a nice sandal color roses are there. We can offer this for all of the gopis and Radha and Krishna, for everybody. Here for Radha and Krishna, we are offering this chocobar ice cream and some fruits on top, pista, badam, everything is there. Very costly, very nice, and nice fruits are there. It's a kind of fruit which something like it shows like a dry fruit. So anyway, there is ice cream, and then these fruits they have mixed together and they have given. It's very nice. Okay, we can offer this fruit ice cream for Krishna and Radharani by putting Manjari Tulasi in all the glasses. Okay, now we can offer these corn cake. This is a corn cake. They have made with this is that muesli, they call muesli cornflakes we call, no? In that muesli cornflakes is there. With that muesli cornflakes, they have made this topping of this cream cake. And they have put something else on the top also. They have made something like a cream, like something they have made very nicely. And on the top, they have put some fruits and that is kiwi. And then inside kiwi, they have even all other papaya and some other fruits, cherries and other fruits. Okay, so all the cake we are going to offer to Srila Prabhupada. So with Manjari Tulsi, we are going to offer it first to Radha and Krishna, and then the Mahaprasadam we are going to offer to our founder Acharya of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So we will offer this to our Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada will like it. So we can offer this to Prabhupada, and then after that we can give this Maha cake for our His Holiness Madhuswami Maharaj also, and then after he has taken it, then we can take it as Maha. Okay, so for Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, we have so many roses, and we can offer these roses for Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet and take his blessings. Here, very nice gulab jamuns for our His Holiness Madhuswami Maharaj. So, these gulab jamuns are very nice, very tasty. It's soaked in the syrup, sugar syrup. So, with pista and everything. So we can offer this with Manjari Tulasi, we can offer this to Krishna, and then we can offer this to even Prabhupada, we can offer, and then we can offer it to His Holiness Madhuswami Maharaj. So for his lotus feet, we can offer these beautiful baby pink roses. So just like the Maharaj lotus feet, these roses also very soft and baby pink in color. So we can offer these. Flowers are very, very apt for offering to our His Holiness Madhuswami Maharaj lotus feet. Okay, we'll offer these flowers and then we'll go for our class. Okay, yesterday's class, how many of you studied yesterday's class? Okay, so we will go through whatever points yesterday, what we went through. Those things we will see to it now. So yesterday we took these points in our workshop. So first of all, Jiva start collecting this Ajnana Sukriti. This Ajnana Sukriti, it happens in so many lifetimes. And a box of he has a savings bank, and that savings bank is in his house, like he has got a box for that. So this Ajnana Sukriti, each lifetime, what will happen? He will be doing some little Ajnana Sukriti. So when the box is filled, the Ajnana Sukriti, then that day he will meet a great devotee. No need to be a great devotee. Also, they can meet at least a devotee, because in the beginning only, so that devotee may invite them for Sunday feast program, and with faith he will go and associate with the devotees. Afterwards, with the association, then he will find out a great devotee and he will associate with the great devotees and then hear from them. Okay, so Ajnana Sukriti, this great devotee can come in the second level also. Normal devotee also can give him the first hand towards ISKCON. Just a minute. Okay, so then he will have this great devotees association. After that association, he will be hearing. After hearing, he will take the knowledge, and after taking the knowledge, he will develop faith. After faith, that faith itself is developing into taste. Now with faith, when he is okay, now how did you chant today? So yesterday's that knowledge was working in you. So that faith, what we took yesterday, that faith today it has changed it into taste of chanting today. Like if we yesterday when we talked about the Nama Chintamani, Krishna, Krishna is Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. When we are talking about these things, and then the next day when we are chanting, then we think, oh my God, this chanting, what I'm doing is Rasa Chintamani, Nama Rasa Chintamani, Chaitanya Rasa Chintamani. So Rasa means a relationship. So the Rasa Chintamani. So it can give anything. It can give the relationship with Krishna, this Nama. With this faith, when we chant, then we feel that the chanting is very, very tasty. Isn't it? So then when we are tasting the mellows of service, then that taste will turn as bhakti. Because affectionately when we are doing it, the taste will come. That taste itself will change itself into bhakti. Okay. So now bhakti means what kind of bhakti? We have Suddha Bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti, Vaidhi Bhava Bhakti, Vaidhi Prema Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhava Bhakti, Raganuga Prema Bhakti. So many varieties of bhaktis are there. So particularly bhakti starts at the point Suddha Bhakti. At that point only bhakti is starting. So whatever small we do also, if it is original, then that is called bhakti, not mechanical. So scriptures are giving, yesterday we saw scriptures are giving four things for us, four topics for us: Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, and Adhikara. So any scripture you take, like Chaitanya Charitamrita or Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, anything, any Brihad Bhagavatam or Laghu Bhagavatam, anything. In the middle or in the beginning only, the author will say, nectar of devotion also, the author is saying, don't argue. This is going to take away the taste. So Rupa Goswami has taught us about this. So the taste, when we are arguing, you big or me big, that's all. You are big or I am big. Then there is argument, and what I am saying is correct, what you are saying is correct. So argue. Where is the taste for Krishna? That's gone. So that's why taste. With taste, we can do bhakti. Just now we saw taste will end up in bhakti. Taste will transform into bhakti, but not arguments. So when we start argumenting, then we will understand it's going to end up only in offense. It's not going to be bhakti. So the scriptures, they give Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, and Adhikara. So Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana is Sambandha. We know all the things about everything around us and everything about Krishna and us, all the Sambandha, a relationship. And then how to practice this bhakti, that is Abhideya. Then that Abhideya knowledge. Then Prayojana. Goal. Our goal is prema. 100% attraction to Krishna. So all these things, any scripture, even Bhagavad Gita will teach us, Bhagavatam will teach us, any scripture will teach us. And then at last, Adhikara. So now, even to study Bhagavad Gita, we have some Adhikara, we have some qualification. So if we are not qualified to understand Bhagavad Gita, how much ever somebody is going to shout, nothing is going to happen because we are complete. That adhikara is not there with that person because he is materially attached. Nothing goes in his mind. So after some time, what is happening? We can see him not coming to the classes. Why? Because his taste is gone. He doesn't have any taste. The taste is not there. So without taste, how can he continue? So the bhakti has stopped because there is no taste. There is no faith. So there is no taste, means there is no bhakti. Then eventually we can see him that he is gone. And finally we'll see that he is no more in the class. He is no more attending the class. Because all these things are interconnected. Okay. So when we study the scriptures, we should have these four points together. So we should know that these three things, Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojana, that the scripture is teaching us, but the adhikara is coming through association. By associating with a devotee, when he is teaching us this Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or anything else, then he is feeding us not only the knowledge, but with faith. He is feeding the knowledge with faith. So, because it is full of faith, this person also tend to take that with that faith, because it is transformed from his heart to his heart. And then what's happening? Because of that, the taste increases. And when the taste increases, then the taste itself will transform into bhakti. This is what is happening. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go to the next. So all these points yesterday we saw now the same thing we are seeing here. What is the impetus for advancing in bhakti? The Lord shows himself when one is highly qualified. So Krishna is showing himself to a highly qualified person in Bhava and Prema. And Sadhu Sangha is eternal. It's continuing. Sadhu Sangha is continuing even after we reach Goloka Vrindavan. Faith develops through Ajnana Sukriti. Because without Ajnana Sukriti, we cannot see the faith developing. Sadhu Sangha is a necessary element in continuing the process of sadhana. So for continuing sadhana, we need Sadhu Sangha. Without Sadhu Sangha, if we stop taking Sangha, then it will be very difficult for us to continue the sadhana after that point. Because who will give him inspiration, who will give him encouragement to practice sadhana? Okay. So Ajnana Sukriti is the causeless mercy of the devotee, which happens by the accidental contact of the jiva with the devotee. So, what is Ajnana Sukriti? Ajnana Sukriti means causeless mercy of the devotee, which happens by accidentally when we are contacting a jiva. Immediately, what will happen? That jiva gets benefited by that, because the devotee will give him some prasad or something he is giving. So this causeless mercy is working out as Ajnana Sukriti. That is called Ajnana Sukriti. One develops faith by dedication to the lotus feet of a pure devotee. So we can develop bhakti, Suddha Bhakti, by dedication to the lotus feet of the pure devotee. So now we want bhakti. Bhakti means, Maharaj, we heard today in one question and answer session, what Maharaj says. By bhakti, we mean Shuddha Bhakti. Maharaj is telling this word. By bhakti, by the word bhakti, we mean Shuddha Bhakti. This is what the words Maharaj used. So bhakti, that word itself means Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti, naturally comes from a Shuddha Bhakta. Shuddha Bhakti cannot come from a mixed Bhakta, isn't it? Shuddha Bhakti has to come from Shuddha Bhakta. So that is why this is given, that by dedication to the lotus feet of a pure devotee, we will get Shuddha Bhakti. So pure devotee means Shuddha Bhakta. From Shuddha Bhakta, we receive Shuddha Bhakti. So when we are surrendered to the lotus feet of the Shuddha Bhakta, then that Shuddha Bhakti from the Suddha Bhakta's heart, it will flow to the another devotee. So while we are developing bhakti, Maya is automatically conquered. The influence of Maya is negated by worshipping the lotus feet of a great devotee of the God. So once we start worshipping the lotus feet of the great devotee, once we are starting to develop our affection, our respect for our Guru, then worshipping his lotus feet, then the influence of Maya is negated. So now Maya's influence is not there. Because we are near the devotee. Once Maharaj told that while we are walking through the very bad situation. That is, our life is very storm filled, wind filled, very dangerous forest like life we are going through. And on the way, we should shout it in, "Oh, Guru Maharaj! Oh, Bhanu Maharaj! Oh, my Gurudev! Please, Demi! Oh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai! Oh, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki jai!" So present acharyas, previous acharyas, everybody, we are going to shout, shout, shout and call them. What will happen? The thieves who are waiting for us, the thieves are waiting to take us and run away because they want to steal us. So these thieves are the misconceptions, what Maharaj says, misconception. They are called thieves. These misconceptions means studying scripture and then ending up in a wrong conclusion. These are the misconceptions. So these misconceptions will try to steal us. So we have to be very, very careful that we are not influenced by Maya. We are studying under the great devotee, we have to be very careful, and then the influence of Maya will be negative. Maya cannot coexist with the service of the devotee. The devotee at the same time, he cannot do his service, and at the same time, he cannot take part in Maya. Negating Maya is secondary for the devotee, but it should necessarily happen. So the devotee is not so interested in negating Maya. Negating means to come out of Maya. That is not his point. His point is how to love Krishna, how to get 100% attraction to Krishna. This is what is his worry, his excitement. Advancement in bhakti is only due to Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha. Advancement in bhakti is only due to Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha. The impetus for advancement in bhakti is the mercy of the devotee. So, for us to advance in bhakti, we need the mercy of the devotees. 2 days back, Maharaj has taken a class. In that, he has told, mercy of the devotees means that the devotee, what is a mercy? He said that knowledge is a mercy. The devotee is giving the knowledge, that is a mercy. So they are trying to give us mercy, which is a rope, and we are fallen inside this very dangerous andakuppa. Andakuppa means a dark well in the deep forest. Inside the deep forest, the middle of the forest, there is a deep well. Andakuppa. Andaku means it's very dangerous, it's very dark. So only when the devotees, if we are fallen in that Andakuppa, then the devotees will come and throw this rope. So that is a mercy rope. What is that mercy rope? It is the knowledge. So just catching that knowledge, that rope, we can come up. So and the great devotee is very readily waiting to take us out of this dangerous forest. Somehow he has listened our pain and he has come here to help us. Okay. Faith increases by practice. Every day when we are chanting, when we are every day doing the same old service, same services, then what will happen? Because of our practice, we will increase our faith in those services. So chanting is very, very important, and we have to exactly do the chanting in the same time, in the same place. So this is very good for chanting. So sadhana means, what is that sadhana? Sadhana means repetition or practice. Repetition of practice. We tell sadhana bhakti, sadhana, sadhana. Sadhana means practice, repetition of practice. The performance of bhakti produces detachment automatically. When we are doing bhakti, automatically detachment is practiced without any extra endeavor. It produces detachment without any extra endeavor. So we just do bhakti and then no eating garlic, onions and coffee, tea, everything just like that. Without any extra endeavor, it all went away from us. Of course, one day we were all addicted to coffee and tea, but now nothing. They can't do anything to us. So like that, when we are doing lovingly bhakti, all these things will automatically run away. The quality of bhakti. What is the quality of bhakti? It is very flexible. It's very flexible. Bhakti is very flexible, which allows it to succeed even in unfavorable conditions. Even in unfavorable conditions, are we sitting in a park or some other place or in the near in front of the in the clinic, we are waiting for the doctor. Any place we can chant, we can call Krishna and be with Krishna. So it is so flexible. Bhakti is so flexible. Flexible means it can be so flexible that we can easily do our devotion. Okay, so bhakti is very, very easy to practice. The essence of bhakti is to have a favorable attitude towards the Lord. So bhakti's essence is that we have to have a favorable attitude. First of all, we have to have a favorable attitude towards the Lord. Then this is the essence of bhakti. The process of bhakti will continue till we get 100% attraction to Krishna and lose our attraction for body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth completely. So we have to continue the process, means practice of bhakti until what time? Until we get 100% attraction to Krishna and lose our attraction for body, home, property, children, relatives, wealth completely. So I think we will make a workshop because it's very easy, but we will make a workshop. Why do you know? Because this has to reach our soul. We have to pack it in our soul. Otherwise, no, we are going to do it again. Okay. We will do this. We will have to continue our practice of bhakti until what? Until we'll put until we get 100% attraction. 100% attraction for our Lord. Okay. And on the other side, what is this? This is one point. You can put 1 second. We can make it big so that you can read. So you can write it. Write this as I'm writing now. You also write. We will have to continue our practice of bhakti until we get 100% attraction for our Lord. This is one point. This is positive. Okay. Then, second point. Second point, we will put it in this side. Because that is all negative, this is positive. Second point. What is the second point? 100% attraction, and then till we get 100% attraction and lose our attraction for until we get, okay, and lose our attraction for lose our attraction for lose our attraction for number one, body. Lose our attraction for two, body. 3, family. 4, children. 5, wealth. 6, property. Wealth and property are same. What Maharaj has given? Property. He has given wealth and property he has given. Home, children, relatives. Relatives. Therapy. Relatives, property. Why Maharaj is giving a wealth separately and property separately? Because wealth is today liquid cash and property is immovable property. And everybody is very much interested for this both the things. They want liquid and they want this also. Okay. Children. So everything is now, we will make it big and then we can make it this page big and we can study this. Okay. Now we'll go save it and we'll go there and we'll see big picture. We will have to continue our practice of bhakti until we get 100% attraction for our Lord and lose our attraction for body, family, children, wealth, relatives, property. So that means, yeah, we'll put a line here. We'll put a line here, otherwise we may think in a different way. Okay. So, whether we are going to do this practice this lifetime or 20 lifetimes afterwards or 200 lifetimes afterwards, again, even after 200 lifetimes, we have to do the same thing. Why not do it this lifetime only and finish the matter and get lost from this place? So the thing is that getting lost is not the big thing from this world. The more and more the Kali is going to get stronger, it's going to be more and more difficult for doing bhakti. No, situations are not so favorable. No, then it's very difficult. No, well, the Kali gets more and more deep. It's very, very not conducible. Of course, Maharaj is telling that Satya Yoga, even the bhakti you can do in Satya Yoga, bhakti you can do in Kali Yuga. Any condition, any time we can do. But when good time is there, why don't we use it? Why will we be lazy? Why do we want to postpone it? This is the problem. Because we are lazy, we want to postpone it. But we have to know what we are supposed to do to go back to Krishna, to go back to our Krishna. So we have this one workshop, please don't not only not writing down in your notebook. You have to write it in your heart. We will have to continue our practice of bhakti until we get 100% attraction for our Lord. So then simultaneously what should happen? We have to lose attraction for our body, family, children, wealth, relatives, property. If we think, oh, being in the family only, I will do everything. I can get 100% attraction. Of course, nobody is asking us to run away from the family. All Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's almost many were grahasthas. They did not run away from the family, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never asked them to come out of their families. Somebody is writing, we have to get our attraction out of YouTube and all these things. That means that means we are not going to stop our attraction for our body, family, children, friends, wealth, relatives, etc. Property. We have to get away from all these things, not only YouTube. Because 2-3 days we are talking about YouTube. So the devotee is asking, you getting out of YouTube, Mataji? No. That is very simple. That is very, just like we came out of this onion, garlic, and coffee, tea. Okay, this is a very small thing, YouTube. But coming out of the bodily consumption, it's really too much for us. That is why we are not ready to leave the 10th aparat, overcoming me and mine. That point we are not ready. That is why today we are not able to get this Suddha Bhakti. We are not able to cross over this Ananta Nivritti and come to Nishta. What is this? It's a big challenge. It's a simple thing. Why it is taking so long for us? Maharaj is telling, don't be so long in the Kanishka level. It's going to be dangerous. You may slip and go back, he says. So, of course, whatever bhakti we did will never go away from us. But we may tend to do aparadas while mixing with the Kanishka devotees. Being a Kanishka, we tend to mix with the Kanishka devotees. So these Kanishka devotees, generally they go outside and they mix with the outsiders and then come and associate with us and put all sort of nonsense of this material world to us. And then we will pick them up and we will be attracted to the material world. This is what is happening. So we have to associate with maximum with the devotees, Madhyama devotees, at least. So then, because they are also coming out of this material attractions, it will be easier for us to take up this losing attraction for. So not only YouTube, not only these basic things like coffee, tea, but mainly body, family, children, wealth, relatives, property, everything. We have to lose our attraction. Then only we can make it. We can make it, we can start Suddha Bhakti. Starting Suddha Bhakti. This is not finishing Suddha Bhakti means that is prema, that is 100%. Okay, slowly, not one day. The sadhana bhakti, when we are starting, it will start with 1% of losing our attraction for body, family, children, and then it will increase, and slowly it will increase, and then at last it will become 100% attraction for Krishna and 100% losing our attraction for all these things. Okay, so then we have to understand how to lose our attraction. Is that we are supposed to run away from the family? What are we supposed to do? How to lose this attraction? How to lose this attraction? We know we are studying that we have to improve our devotion for Krishna. Automatically this thing will happen. Maya full will be reduced. That we know. How to do it? Practically. How to do it? Losing attraction for body, family, children means what is that? So that means that not running away from the family and our duties for our children, not like this. Engaging everybody in bhakti. Okay. If it is not possible, what are we going to do? The children, they are associating with other children and they are not ready now these days. The family is not cooperative. So what to do? How can we do our bhakti? Okay. Then we have to think that I am one log and they are all another logs. We are all traveling for some time through the river. And then one fine day, these logs, all the logs will go in opposite directions. Or in some other direction. So next lifetime again those logs will come and join us. That's all. It's a very temporary time. Here we are there with our family and children and wealth, property, nothing, not even 1 rupee we can take with us while we are leaving this body. Then want to speak of this wealth, property, relative, my friend, my people, my this, my. So what to do? Nobody we can take with us. Nobody is going to help us. Nobody is going to help us to reach Krishna. So they are not going to bound us with Krishna. So this is what is our problem. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful. How to? These Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's family members, they also, these members, they were also very much attached with Mahaprabhu, but they were in the family, but without attachment they were there. Okay. We can see one example what happened with the family of Srinivas Acharya. One day Srinivas Acharya's house he is coming, and in Srinivas Acharya's house, so one day in Srinivas Acharya's house, the Srinivas Acharya's boy, the boy of some 6 years, 7 years old boy, he died because I think because of snake bite or something like that. So they were all crying. Mother is crying, and the father is telling, Mahaprabhu is going to come. Don't cry. His ecstasy will go down. So please don't cry. So They were not knowing what to do with the body. So what they did, they rolled the dead body in a mat, with a mat, and then they made the mat to stand in a corner. That's all. But Mahaprabhu could smell that they're all very sad. So Mahaprabhu told, what's going wrong? Why you're all like this? What happened? Then Srinivasa Acharya told that, see, this thing happened. That's a problem. So, I mean, we don't want to get inside all this with our feelings and moods. So we want to get out of this, but this is naturally happening in our because our child has gone. So then the mother is crying. So then immediately he wanted to show them that this is happening with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srinivasa Acharya means, who is Narada himself, then what to speak? Then what to speak of us? Okay. So what is kafan? We are simple people. Okay. We are really simple people. So through Srinivasa Acharya, Mahaprabhu taught us this, what is this? So he called back that child, that boy. That boy came. He called that boy to come and talk to their parents. The boy came and they said, why are you calling me? They said, we are your father and mother. We have lost you and you have gone, leaving you, leaving us, you have gone. He said, I'm so happy I'm going to Krishna. And on the way you call me, I'm feeling very sad about this. I don't want to come back because I'm going to Krishna. Please don't stop me. That relationship, what I had with you, it's finished. Because you helped me to do devotion, and I took birth in Srinivasa Acharya's house. Because Krishna, Mahaprabhu has given this oath that he told that anybody from the Srinivasa Acharya's house, they will be elevated. Anybody will be elevated. So even a dog, cat, squirrel, or crow, anybody who lives in Srinivasa Acharya's house will be elevated, he said. So that is Srinivasa Acharya's devotion. And then what happened? This child also very nicely was going back to Godhead, and the mother and father crying, and the child said, I really want to go to Krishna. I don't want to come back. I'm feeling so happily I'm going. Please don't stop me. So this is what is our situation. The moment we are outside our body, we will not have any attachment to our people, because many people we are not going to have any attachment to our people, because that's finished. The moment we go out of that body, immediately we can understand that I'm not this body. I cannot anymore get inside this body. When this truth, when this blunt truth is attacking us, it's a very strong beating on us. At that moment, the soul understands that the jiva understands, I'm a soul, I'm not this body. That beating is very heavy. After going out of this body, okay, then he understands, I am not this body. Oh, I'm not. I cannot live in this body. So what they're doing, they want to leave that body and then go to the spiritual world and have to have a spiritual body and live with Krishna. Immediately they can understand that they are no more with these people. They can never ever again relate with these people, mother and father, no more. That relationship in any more even if they take 200 lifetimes also, it's very difficult to become their own son. And it may not, it cannot happen. It may happen by Krishna's mercy, but it cannot happen because these people are living and that person is gone. So how can he come immediately as a son? And how can these people die and immediately become his father? So it's not going to happen. Next lifetime also, not that surety that they will come and they will come as a son or like this. They may come as a friend or some other relative. Because they are attached, they may come. So this is the problem. So we have to be very, very, very shrewd about this point. It will be shocking only, but it is blunt truth. We have to accept the truth. We cannot live in ignorance. We cannot live in ignorance. We cannot falsely be in the thinking that I can eternally live with my family. Our family is with Krishna. We are the family members of Krishna. If we understand that, we will go to our eternal house, eternal home with Krishna. So this is a temporary place with temporary relationship and temporary people. Everything is temporary. This is really the truth. We have to accept this truth. If we are not going to accept this truth, it's going to be a heavy beating on us. So if we accept this and understand this, then we can start bhakti. Very easy. Bhakti is very easy up to that point. Okay. So this for this point, that overcoming me and mine, that's a 10th aparadh. We have to understand this. So anyway, see how much ever we can talk and discuss, how much ever we can talk or we can study, but unless until you take it seriously in your heart, it's not going to be serious. So the seriousness, what maybe when I'm feeling it or when I want to take it seriously, I can put it in the serious way, in a very serious. But how much I can work with your heart. You have to do this homework. It is the homework given to you. It's your, Prabhupada said, everybody has to take their own flight on their own. So everybody has to take their own flight. That's all. So everybody has to start their own flight. Nobody will come when we are leaving the body. Nobody will come with us. We can only discuss here. But at the point of the final exam, we have to write it on our own. Nobody is going to write the exam for us. So we have to prepare for the final exam. Every day, any time, this final, we may be meeting this final exam. So we have to prepare ourselves. If we are not going to think of it, then it's like a cat which is closing its eyes and thinking, oh, night has come. No, we cannot be in illusion. We have to understand the reality and accept that reality. So anytime we should be ready for the final exam. So once Urmila Mataji, she's a very senior devotee, very senior Mataji, Prabhupada's disciple. She had come to the temple and she was going and plucking flowers at the time of like after Mangalati, like 4:30, like that. Then we were we were telling her, Mataji, this place is full of snakes. So maybe uh, snakes. So full of snakes. So uh, so she said, so she said that okay, uh, anytime I may uh, get that. So that final exam I have to write. So I am prepared. No problem, anything happens. It happened to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wife. It happened to Narada Muni's mother. It happened to Srinivas Acharya's son. It may happen to me also. But my date is no. I need these flowers at this time. I have to finish this. Then I cannot wait for this time because the whole day I will be in my preaching. I have to take care of my deity and I have to finish all my abhishek and everything. And then I have to go for my preaching and everything. She was just daringly, she went and she plucked all the flowers from the bush. And then she went off. So it's uh, how much they are out of me and mind I was seeing. And it was practically, we may say that, oh, it will work for Srinivas and that it will not work for me. We are seeing today also many devotees. It's working and they're telling they're not so much worried about all these things. Uh, okay, so we have to accept that blunt truth. Okay, next. Now, we are going to start today the new chapter, the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga, on the other process of karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga, and varnashrama. So the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga. What is the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga? Supremacy of Bhakti Yoga means it is Bhakti Yoga is beyond karma, jnana, ashtanga, and varnashrama. It is beyond this, all this. How to find that? If we understand these points, this chapter very nicely, if we understand, then never ever we'll make the mistake of mixing karma, mixing jnana, mixing yoga, mixing varnashrama, and making a mixed salad. That is mixing mixed bhakti. We will easily get out of mixed bhakti and go to Shuddha Bhakti. For that, this chapter is very, very important. Because now we are only able to do some mixed bhakti, which is, of course, it is okay. We are accepting the Lord. We have faith in the Lord. We have faith in the Lord having form. We have faith that Krishna is the Lord is beyond the material nature. Everything is fine, but it is less. It's not Shuddha Bhakti because we are mixing all these things. So we are mixing karma, jnana, ashtanga, yoga, or varnashrama. Something we are mixing. That is why our bhakti is not Shuddha Bhakti. So now we have to stop mixing. Means what we have to do? We have to learn how these mixed bhaktis are. What are these mixed bhaktis? What is mixing? Mixing means how we are mixing. What way we are mixing karma, jnana? Mixing means what? What are we doing? Everything we should know. This one chapter, you will be clear of all these things. Then it will be very easy for you to go to Shuddha Bhakti. So this chapter is very, very important. Okay, but we have presented to you very easily, not in a like a paragraph form. It's just in a very childish form. Okay, only the points you have to know. It's all workshops because our method is doing workshop, no? So it's all in workshop only. Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. This side we have given Bhakti Yoga, and the other side We have given other processes. Other processes are karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga, varnashama, everything is other processes. So this is bhakti yoga. Okay? Okay. Okay. So bhakti is the primary process. Other processes are secondary. Only these points you get inside your you get all these points to go inside your heart. That's all. You just note down these points. Bhakti is the primary process. But other processes, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, all the processes are secondary. The Lord is most pleased with bhakti. This point is very clear, isn't it? When we are doing bhakti yoga, the Lord is very pleased. The Lord himself says that he is not satisfied by other processes. See, Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita that he is not satisfied by other processes. Okay, third point. Bhakti attracts the Lord. The other processes does not attract the Lord. Bhakti means affection towards the Lord. But other processes are not affection towards the Lord. It is not affection. It is affection for us. This bhakti is affection for Krishna. Do you know? This is the difference. Exact difference. Affection for Krishna is bhakti. Affection for ourselves. Because we love ourselves, we tend to mix other processes. That is why it is mixed bhakti. Okay. I'll go make it small. This is not going on. Okay. Bhakti is independent. Bhakti is independent. Bhakti is independent and it doesn't depend on anything else. Bhakti is independent and it doesn't depend on anything else. Okay. It's independent. Bhakti is independent. It is not dependent on anything else. But secondary processes depend on many qualifications. If you want to follow mix the Ashtanga yoga, then we have to, that 8 stages, no, very difficult. And Jnana yoga means we have to go to some hill and sit there and meditate. It's all not so easy. So we need some qualification. We have to leave everything and leave the family and go separately, all this. But for bhakti, we can be in the family, become detached and become and be in the family and practice till the last, until we get the final level. So in the final level, Krishna himself will make arrangement for us to completely concentrate in Krishna. Actually, Jada, he was in Prema, but he was with his family one day. The family members sent him for taking care of their what is that, field and all that. And he used to sit there and sing songs for Krishna, for Vishnu. So this was his condition. He did not run away from the people of his family or his village, but he kept himself away from everybody, acting as if he's Jada. Jada means he never used to talk. He was simply acting like a madman. So that's why people could not understand his level. Okay. So bhakti is independent and it doesn't depend on anything else. Secondary process depend on many qualifications. Bhagavatam is recommending pure bhakti as the easiest, quickest process for Kali Yuga. Bhagavatam is recommending this Suddha Bhakti. Bhagavatam is not recommending mixed bhakti. So when Bhagavatam is recommending Suddha Bhakti, why don't we take up Suddha Bhakti? We are thinking everything is same. No. How can how can my everything become same? Sweet is sweet and sour things are sour. How can both the things become one? That's not possible. So Bhagavatam is recommending pure bhakti. Ghee is ghee and oil is oil. We can't mix together both. So Bhagavatam is teaching us only Shuddha Bhakti. So because why Bhagavatam is speaking only about Shuddha Bhakti? Because Bhagavatam tells us that in Kali Yuga, this is the easiest and quickest way practice. Bhagavatam says that Bhakti is the Shuddha Bhakti is the easiest. It says it's easiest, but we are thinking this is very difficult. But Bhagavatam says this is the easiest and quickest. In one lifetime, we can finish it off. But other processes are gradual and slow. That means what? Gradual and slow means Maharaj told. Gradual and slow means it will take many lifetimes. Many lifetimes. This is the thing. Okay. So just a minute. Sharing. Yeah, we got the page. Okay. So Bhagavatam is recommending pure bhakti as the easiest and quickest process in Kali Yuga, but other processes are very gradual and slow. So suppose if we are following this Varnashrama and mixing Karma Yoga, after that in one lifetime we cannot even finish of Karma Yoga. It may take many lifetimes. After that we may go to Jnana Yoga, and after many lifetimes we can go to Ashtanga Yoga, and after that we can take up little bit mixed bhakti. After that we can take up Shuddha Bhakti. It will take so many lifetimes, not 20 lifetimes. It may take 200 lifetimes. So these are the words Maharaj used. No? That's why we are not going after 20 and 200 because Maharaj used these words. So mixing is going to be very dangerous. So quickest and easiest means in one lifetime we can finish off this Bhakti Yoga, by Bhakti Yoga, Shuddha Bhakti. So Bhagavatam does not recommend these processes because they are very gradual and take many lifetimes to finish. That's why Bhagavatam is not recommending this mixed Bhakti. Okay. Now, next point. Bhakti is the best way of satisfaction, best way of sense control, best way to please the Lord. So, best way of satisfaction is Bhakti is the best way of satisfaction, best way of sense control, best way to please the Lord. So nice. See, if for the heart, Bhakti is the only satisfaction. Everybody is telling, I'm so satisfied, but it's very nice. I can't tell you, I can't express. I can't express how much that soul is satisfied, no? Because Bhakti is like this. Bhakti, talking about Bhakti, discussing Bhakti is so fantastic, so very nourishing to the soul. So while we are listening about Krishna, that's Bhakti, Bhakti means increasing our affection for Krishna. Whatever things, whatever we are discussing, whatever we are hearing, whatever we are talking, everything is to increase our love for Krishna, means it is so satisfying for the soul. So best way of sense control is this. So sense control also. We are controlling our senses by feeding the senses Krishna, 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 Krishna. For all the senses, we are only supplying Krishna, Krishna. For eyes, we are supplying Krishna. We are supplying Krishna's pictures. And for ears, we are supplying all Krishna's, all this wonderful knowledge. And then for the heart, this knowledge is doing wonders. It is increasing taste in us for Krishna. So all the senses are controlled. Now, do you think that at this moment we were thinking about something else in the material world? You were thinking about the family or children or anybody else? No, our senses are controlled. Just speaking about Krishna, discussing about Krishna, naturally control our senses, and we are at this moment we are not even thinking about anything. This is the best way of sense control. So engaging our senses in Krishna is the best way of sense control. And what Krishna is saying, I am not there where there is a yajna going on. I am not there where the yajnas are going on. I am not there where people are giving all charity works. I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm not there. But where am I? I am where my devotees are secretly speaking about me. No, there I am there. So we are speaking within us about Krishna. So Krishna is saying, I am there. So where my devotees are speaking about me, where my devotees are discussing about me, I am there, Krishna says. That is why, because Krishna is very pleased to hear about him. That is why he became Jagannath. So actually Rohini was talking about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, in Dwaraka palace. And this Subhadra, she never had a chance to see all these things. So she wanted to listen to this. And nobody in the Dwaraka palace, they don't know, no. Only Rohini was there attending all the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. So she was telling. And everybody was sitting in the palace and listening to Vrindavan pastimes of Krishna. And Balaram, he got very excited when Subhadra went and told, Subhadra told, you know what is happening in the palace, in the inner courts, where the queens are there. This Rohini Mata is telling about Krishna's Balya Leela, everything. She's telling to the queens. My God, I was there at those times with Krishna, and they are speaking. Immediately I want to listen to it. And Balaram is planting there, and they all put their eyes and their ears inside, because they did not want Rohini to know about all this, because her flow will stop. So that is why they were listening from outside. And what happened? Listening to that pastime, Subhadra's hands, it went off. Got cut. Cut means it's what? It melted, and her body became straight because of ecstasy. All her bodily parts became melted. And Balaram also the same way. All the bodily parts melted, and only his hands, no legs, everything melted, and only hands were straight like this. And his eyes became big, stopped like that, like a stopwatch. So big eyes. So Balaram also became like this. And Krishna, seeing Balaram and Subhadra in this condition, Krishna was panicked. What happened to my brother? What happened to my sister? Oh my God, something happened. So he came rushing and touched them and shaking them. Nothing is happening to them. They became like ice. They are like ice piece. So then then he wanted to see what happened inside. Because of that, these people became like this. He also put his eyes and ears into that hole of that door, and Krishna became, hearing his own pastimes, he himself melted. His body also got melted. So because of that, it got melted, and then what happened? No legs and only hands, and his eyes also became like a stopwatch, and big eyes, no, not rotating. So this is the condition of Krishna listening to his own stories. So now we are talking about them. We are talking about Krishna's feelings. We are talking about Balaram's feelings. We are talking about Subhadra's feelings. Don't you think Krishna is there here? So once Krishna is there with us, Krishna is there present with us. How can the material come there? Material people, material things can come there and disturb you in this condition, because you are also in this condition of Balaram and Subhadra, and Krishna is there personally present with us. So he wants us to listen, and he also wants to listen the same story being in your heart. Now he is no more, he doesn't want to be as a Paramatma in your heart, because he now his role is he wants to become Bhagavan. This is a plus point for us. Now no more he wants to be a witness like Paramatma. So even though he was there all these days as Paramatma, now he wants to change his role as Bhagavan, because as Bhagavan only he can relish all these topics through you. So he doesn't want to leave your heart. Oh my God, if I stay in his heart, he's going to listen for 3 hours, 4 hours about me. So that means I can also listen. It is very nice. So Krishna doesn't want to leave your heart. So you are so satisfied. So the senses are controlled because Krishna is there. Rishikesha is there with you. And where is the question of controlling the senses? Where is the question comes as control? That word itself doesn't have any meaning here, because our Rishikesha has taken over us. So, okay, this is the condition of bhakti. And what is the condition of the other processes? But other processes are failure in attaining these best results. These best results, these processes, other processes cannot give, because that is affection. We cannot use that word also. That is a karma what we are having on us, me and mine. We are worried about us, worried about our problems, worried about our things. So like this, when we are worried, what is happening? In our worry, we are tend to mix karma yoga, karma, jnana, varnashrama, so like this. So at that moment, we are not bothered for Krishna's affection. We are bothered for more, in a more amount, we are bothered for us. That's right. The me and mine is not 100% God, but at least to that level, in Nishtha stage, it is gone, so that we can at least continue the bhakti. It's not hampering the bhakti to stop there. But in lower levels, like Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti stages, Anarthas at least we are removing at the Anartha Nivritti stage. It's hampering our bhakti. The attraction for this, because we are mixing Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, attraction for us, me and mine. We are mixing all these things. So it is hampering our bhakti. It's stopping our bhakti. But in Nishtha, it's almost the most of the part of me and mine has gone. So we are able to continue the bhakti. The bhakti is not hampered. It's just even though if it is not running, at least it's walking. It can walk now, bhakti. But in these lower levels, bhakti is not able to move at all, because it is hampered. It's totally, the Bhakti Devi's hands are tied, bound, because we are mixing. Okay. So now we understand the difference between these two things, and some more are there, we will see. In bhakti, one can engage his mind, body, senses in devotional service to the Lord. So we can use our mind, how to do Maharaj service. Like that, we can engage our mind, what service we can do for our deities, body, senses, everything we can engage in devotional service. But in Karma Yoga, one engages his mind, body, and senses for his personal enjoyment. See? But in Karma Yoga, what is happening when we are engaging our mind, body, and senses for our personal enjoyment. And in Jnana Yoga, one practices detachment. Both are not useful in pleasing the Lord. Why detachment in Jnana Yoga? Because he is saying, oh, This world is too much. This world is with all bad things. It is only bitter. This world is bitter. It is giving me so much pain. I don't want this world. Where is love for Krishna? He is bothered for his own botherations, his own pains and his own worries. Where is Krishna? Where is love for Krishna? He is bothered for him. Even in Jnana Yoga, the detachment comes because of his hatredness towards the world, because the world is not giving him enjoyment. So he doesn't like it. That's why he doesn't want this world. All because he's thinking about himself, his botherations, his worry, his problems, so he, me, my problems, my worries. So in this way, he's only thinking about me, not about Krishna, not about Krishna's affection, not giving affection for Krishna. That is why Jnana Yoga as well as Karma Yoga, both are not useful in pleasing Krishna. Okay. So they say that the voice is very low. So I'm using the same voice through that mic I'm speaking. So the sound is also full. So maybe something wrong with the other side. Okay, the 8th point. Even a Chandala can take to bhakti by chanting the name of the Lord and surpass the whole Varnashrama system without going through the process of jnana, karma and yoga. This is the ultimate conclusion of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam says, what is the ultimate conclusion of Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam says, even a Chandala, by taking a bhakti and chanting the name of the Lord, he can surpass the whole Varnashrama system. Means he doesn't have to become a brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, nothing. He doesn't need to do all these things. He can straight away take to bhakti and chant the name and just get back. That's all. Otherwise, we cannot directly, come out of the womb and walk like a Sukadeva Goswami, like Avaduta. We cannot. We have to become brahmachari, then grahastha, then vanaprastha, then sannyasi. Nothing. We don't need to do anything. We can just simply take up bhakti and chant the name in Kali Yuga. This is ultimate conclusion of Bhagavatam. It is so easy. But in the process of Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga, it's going to be very difficult. So we have to go through so many things. Sudras, women and other low-class people need to have some qualification to follow the process of karma, jnana and yoga. Do you think Sudras can understand yoga, jnana yoga and Ashtanga yoga? Jnana yoga can Sudras follow? They can't. They can't. But in here, in Bhakti Yoga, even a Chandala. Chandala means Chandala, Milecha, all these people, they are out of these 4 varnas. Out of the 4 varnas. Sudras are the 4th varna, and these Milechas and Chandalas, they are even out of the 4 varnas. Sudras. It's lesser than Sudras. So even that person can take up bhakti and chant the name and get out of all these things. But the Sudras, they are not qualified like to do Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Karma Yoga also, accepting the Lord and doing offering to the Lord. All this is in Karma Yoga. That also the Sudra doesn't know. Women are very without knowledge. Women, the outside woman, then it's very difficult for them. They are in the house. Previously, they are not following. They are only following their husbands. If the husbands are not with bhakti, then what will they do? So other low-class people, they need to have some qualification to follow Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga. But not for bhakti. But Chandala can take this. In Kali Yuga, the people are most fallen and should be attracted away from materialism. So in Kali Yuga, the people are most fallen and should be attracted away from materialism. And since Krishna has the most attractive form, it is the easiest way to perform bhakti for Krishna. So in Kali Yuga, the people are most fallen. So they are very much attracted to material things, materialism, material family life, material, all material persons, material relationship, material, everything is material here. So he's attracted to that. But Krishna is more attractive than these material things, material relatives. So it is the easiest way to perform bhakti function. So it's easy, bhakti is easy to perform. It's very tasty. But other processes are not practical methods to follow in Kali Yuga, because the rules of Varna and Ashrama doesn't exist anymore in Kali Yuga, and Dharma is almost destroyed. But other processes are not practical methods. Okay, so other processes are not practical methods to follow in Kali Yuga. It's not practical at all in Kali Yuga. When we are to follow Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, it's not practical. And mixing also, it's not going to work out. It's not going to be practically helping us. Because the rules of Varna and Ashrama doesn't exist anymore in Kali Yuga. So in the Varna Ashrama, Varna, are we seeing any Kshatriya, Sudra, Vanaprastha, or Grahastha, Sannyasi, Brahmachari? In our temple, we can see, but in the material world, we are not able to see all these people. So in Kali Yuga, no more these things are there. Varna and Ashrama are not there. So Dharma is almost destroyed. That's why it's very difficult to follow practically. Lord Chaitanya rejected Varnashrama and announced Bhakti as the essence of all Shastra. Lord Chaitanya also rejected Varnashrama. And he announced Bhakti as the essence of all Shastras. Shastras, the essence of Shastras is Bhakti. Okay, so the purpose of Varnashrama is to elevate people through gunas from Tamaguna to Rajoguna and then to Sattva-guna. But in Kali Yuga, people are lazy, unintelligent and short-lived. So they usually get stuck in one guna and will not get out from that guna. So the purpose of Varnashrama is to elevate people. Varnashrama system is that first we'll start with Tamoguna and then we'll go to Rajoguna and then we'll go to Sattva-guna and then slowly we'll go to Suddha Sattva, like that. But in Kali Yuga, people are lazy, isn't it? And unintelligent. They don't know, they are stuck in one particular guna. And short-lived, no time. So they usually get stuck in one guna and will not get out from that guna. They're scared. Are we ready to change our house? After a few years, we are so used to live in that same situation and we are not ready to change our things, circumstance or situations, condition. So like that, it is very difficult for the jiva to change over from one guna to another guna. He's stuck there. He's very much attached to that guna and he's not getting out of that guna so easily. But, so 11th point, bhakti is internal. Even a Sudra or a woman or a sannyasi or a householder may have great attraction to the Lord and become a great devotee of the Lord. Bhakti is internal. So anybody can do it. A woman can do it. Sannyasi can do it. Sudra can do it. Householder can do it. Because it is inside. It is internal. Nobody knows what we are doing inside. So we may have a great attraction to the Lord and become a great devotee of the Lord. Everything is inside. We can see householders with great devotion, and a Sudra with a great devotion, or a woman with a great devotion, or a sannyasi with a great devotion. That devotion is inside and it's not shown outside. So it's easy for us to develop our love for Krishna because it's inside, it's not outside. So bhakti cannot be seen. So when we are developing our devotion, it is unknown to others. So nobody can stop our bhakti. The Lord rejected Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha of Varnashrama as only external. So the Lord is rejecting Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha of Varnashrama as only external. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected all this Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha of Varnashrama? Because it's all external. So these things, Artha, Dharma, Kama, everything, no, we have to do external. But bhakti only we can practice internal. Because it does not nourish a relationship with the Lord. One more thing, it's external. And one more thing is that these things, Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha, all these things cannot develop a relationship with Krishna for us. These things. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally announced Prema as the fifth goal. So he said these four things will not help you because these four things cannot develop a relationship with Krishna for you. So you cannot develop a relationship with Krishna with these four things. So he finally announced Prema as the fifth goal. Okay. So these four goals he rejected. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected all these four goals and he announced Prema as a fifth goal. Bhakti is the most powerful process to deliver the living entities in Kali Yuga, which is nourished by the Lord himself by his Bhakti Shakti. Bhakti is a most powerful process to deliver the living entities in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, to deliver the living entities, this bhakti process is a powerful process, which is nourished by the Lord himself. So, because when we are affectionate to Krishna, when we are doing bhakti for Krishna, Krishna is so happy that somebody is loving me. So he reciprocates for that love. Love means a reciprocation. Love means not one side. One side love is not called love. Love means both sides. Love is called love. Love which has got reciprocation is called love. Without reciprocation, it is no more called love. Because one side somebody is saying that he's loving, but if there is no reciprocation, it's no more called love. So now Krishna is reciprocating for our love. So that is why Krishna is nourishing us with his love. So he's sending us Bhakti Shakti and we are sending Bhakti with that Bhakti Shakti. He's sending his affection in the form of more Bhakti Shakti and we are sending our affection in a form of more Bhakti. No? So Krishna is responding with his Bhakti Shakti. Sometimes he will send a blank check Bhakti Shakti. So it is all up to Krishna. But karma and jnana are indirect paths to bhakti, which are crowded with the obstacles. What? See, Maharaj, how nice exact words, apt words he has used. He says that the karma yoga, jnana yoga are indirect paths. It's not directly taking us to bhakti, it is indirect. We have to practice karma yoga and then go to some lifetime we have to go to jnana yoga, and some lifetime we may go to ashtanga yoga. From there we may go to mixed bhakti and then some pure bhakti, something like that. It's not direct, it's indirect. It's crowded with obstacles. Maharaj says it's crowded. It's fully packed with all obstacles. Obstacles means all shortcomings are there. All shortcomings. So how can we do that? It's all with all problems. So no longer a practical method for advancement in Kali. So this Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, mixing them, Ashtanga Yoga, all this is not a practical method for advancement in Kali Yuga. So we cannot advance in Kali Yuga. Okay, see this chart Maharaj has given. It is very important. Okay, see this chart. Just be little attentive. Sadhana means by which means we are going to get sadhya. Sadhya means goal. Sadhana means on the way. We are using these ways to get the goal. So means ways. Okay. So the devotee's function in sadhana is performing bhakti by chanting the holy name. So the devotee's function in sadhana bhakti is performing bhakti by chanting the holy name. So for devotee in sadhana bhakti, he is practicing chanting. That's all. Okay, performing bhakti is chanting. He started bhakti and 64 angas he is doing, like chanting. Goal. In prema, what he is doing, the devotee? Goal is prema. And the devotee's function, what is his function? In prema also he is performing bhakti by chanting holy name. 64 angas of bhakti he is doing. So in sadhana also the same thing he is doing, chanting. And in prema also he is chanting. Nothing wrong, nothing different. So sadhana is spiritual. Sadhya is also spiritual. Sadhana means our practice, everyday practice is also spiritual. And sadhya, goal is also spiritual. So it is easy, isn't it? But here what's happening with the yogis and karmis, they have a sadhana. The function in sadhana of karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga is practicing karma, jnana and yoga, which is material. Practicing karma yoga, jnana yoga is material, isn't it? So it's material. The goal, but sadhya, goal is mukti, not bhakti. Artha, dharma, kama, moksha, all these four are the goal for these people, which is also attained only by adding bhakti. So unless and until these people mix some bhakti in karma yoga and jnana yoga and ashtanga yoga, some bhakti they have to mix. Unless they mix some bhakti, they will not even get mukti. What to speak of prema? What to speak of prema? So they need to mix some bhakti in karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga. So to the adding bhakti to the practice, and not by practicing only jnana, karma and yoga. So just by practicing jnana yoga, karma yoga, ashtanga yoga, they cannot get the goal. Even their goal they cannot get. Artha, dharma, kama, moksha. All this also they have to mix some bhakti. After attaining the goal also, only bhakti remains. So after attaining the goal also, only bhakti remains. The practice no more remains. So the practice is material, sadhana, in karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. That's why the practice is material. So last, they're mixing some bhakti, in the karma yoga, jnana yoga. Only that bhakti is remaining. That's why sadhya, goal is spiritual. They're getting mukti, means it's spiritual. But suddenly material, we are practicing the whole life a material thing. And the end result, when we are for the end part, when we are seeing a spiritual thing coming, the material and spiritual not going together. So what happens? As usual, while coming near only, material things slip away, seeing the spiritual, and spiritual things, spiritual result slip away while seeing the material, because spiritual will not stand where material things are there. So spiritual will automatically slip away while seeing material sadhana, material practice. So this is why this practice, yoga practice and jnana, karma, yoga, all these practices are useless. It's all going to be a waste of time, because sadhana is material and sadhya is spiritual. And a spiritual sadhya, end result will run away. It will not stand near material. While the material sadhana comes near, the end result will get away and slip and run away. Only the purity and but here in sadhana, sadhana is also in bhakti yoga, sadhana is also spiritual, sadhya is also spiritual. Okay, so only the purity and the intensity is different. So Only the purity and intensity is different. So there is a similar interest. Okay. This is what is happening with bhakti. In sadhana, the purity and intensity is little less, and in sadhya, the purity and intensity is high. That is our bhakti practice. That's all. So there is similar interest. So both are same, spiritual only. So the end result of spiritual will not run away seeing this sadhana, because sadhana also is spiritual. Okay, but here in this mixed bhakti, there is a conflict interest. The sadhana is material and sadhya is spiritual. So seeing that sadhana, material sadhana coming nearby, the spiritual end result will run away, conflict interest. Okay, now you got the point. Because of this similar interest, it is easy to practice bhakti. So sadhana and sadhya both are spiritual, no? It is easy to practice. The jivas have to simply do nama smarana and nama sankirtana, where means and goals are the same, and it is a direct path because the Lord himself descended to teach this bhakti yoga to the jivas in Kali Yuga. So nice. Maharaj has given very wonderfully, he has given in one sentence, he has given everything. So because it is similar interest, the jivas have to simply do nama smarana and nama sankirtana. Nama smarana. Smarana means we have to remember, or we have to meditate, or we have to contemplate. That's very important word, contemplate. If you don't know the exact meaning, just go to Google and touch. Contemplate means always think over it and try to understand it very deeply. This is contemplating. So while chanting, we have to contemplate about nama. What is this nama coming from? How is this nama so easy? How is this nama going to help me? So like this contemplating. This is called nama smaranam. We are remembering the qualities and the benefits and the excellence of the nama. This is smarana. So excellences of nama is the Cheto Darpana Madhyamam. 7 excellences have been given in the first Sikshashtaka. So and nama sankirtana, we have to do nama smarana and nama sankirtana. So where means and goals are the same. So now our means is spiritual, sadhana is spiritual, goal, sadhya, that is prema, is also spiritual. So it is the direct path. Because the Lord himself descended to teach this bhakti yoga. So it is the direct path. Because the Lord himself descended to teach this bhakti yoga to the jivas in Kali Yuga. Okay. Because the Lord himself descended to teach this bhakti yoga to the jivas in Kali Yuga. Krishna himself came down to teach this bhakti yoga to the jivas in Kali Yuga. Okay. So therefore, but here in Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, it is difficult to practice the paths of karma and jnana, which have only material means, and because of that, they are inadequate to reach the spiritual goal. So it has got a material sadhana. So the spiritual goal is not, it's inadequate. It's not enough to reach our spiritual goal. So because of that, when they appear near the goal only, by their very nature, they disappear. So the spiritual gets disappear when they see these material things coming near. Thus they are indirect paths because they have only material means to reach the spiritual goal. Goal is spiritual and the sadhana is material. So this is not happening easily. Okay, that's all. We finished this chapter. But some more final conclusion is there, which is very nice. I think it will take a little time, okay? So we can finish this, then the chapter will be finished. Bhakti Yoga is the most successful process. This is the final conclusion. Bhakti Yoga is the most successful process. This is the final conclusion. Okay? Just now we are going to read just what is jnana, what is karma, what is yoga. The path of jnana yoga in Kali Yuga depends on the association of devotees in order to turn it towards bhakti. If we are going to mix or we are going to practice jnana yoga, then we are in need of association of the devotees. Otherwise, it has to depend on devotees. No, what happened to Sukadeva Goswami? He was practicing jnana yoga. He just went away, and his father sent some devotees, and they went and brought him. And then Vyasadeva made his son to sit, and he taught him Bhagavatam. So it needs the association of the devotees to turn it towards bhakti. One should be in Sattva Guna to practice jnana. So we have to be in Sattva Guna. And Kali Yuga, it is the nature is that we are in always in Tamagun Kali Yuga, Tamagun and Rajagun. So it's going to be very difficult to practice jnana yoga. In Kali Yuga, people are corrupted by Rajo and Tamoguna, and Sattva Guna does not prevail. Instead of devotees, we find only imposters. Isn't it? We are not finding devotees. We are finding all cheaters. Devotees, very little. So that's why Jnana Yoga is not practical in Kali Yuga. Okay, we will see what is the path of Karma Yoga in Kali Yuga. Depends on activity performed without desire. So it should be, when we are practicing karma, it should be nishkama karma. The activities should be performed without desire, which is offered to the Lord selflessly, which turns into bhakti. So first of all, we have to practice nishkama karma yoga, and then we have to offer it to the Lord, then only it will become bhakti. So it's difficult now. Without desire, how can we perform any activity without any result? So it's going to be difficult. So, but in Kali Yuga, instead of selfless activity, which is required for purification of the heart, one is greedy for material enjoyment. So we are in Kali Yuga, people are very much greedy for material enjoyment. They are not selfless. So it needs purification of their heart, which is not happening with Karma Yoga. Okay, the path of Varnashrama and Kali Yuga depends on a solid state with the rules of Varna and Ashrama. So we need a solid state. This Tamil Nadu state and Bihar state, all these states should be with a Varna and Ashrama, stabilized government. And that's not there available now. We don't have this Varna and Ashrama prevailing in this world now. We don't see Kshatriyas, Vanaprasthas, all this. Separate category, not like that. So, and the purpose of Varnashrama is to elevate people from Tamaguna to Rajaguna and from Rajaguna to Sattva-guna. So, Varnashrama, the purpose of Varnashrama is to slowly elevate people from Tamaguna to Rajaguna, Rajaguna to Sattva-guna. The Varnashrama's purpose is not to immediately elevate one to Bhakti. So, but in Kali Yuga, the people are lazy, unintelligent, affected by disease and short-lived. So they usually get stuck with one guna and will not get out from that guna. So Kali Yuga people, typical Kali Yuga. They are very lazy, they are unintelligent, they are affected by disease, they are short-lived, they have little time to live. So they usually get stuck with one guna and will not get out from that guna. So there will be only so many lifetimes will go. They cannot go from one guna to another guna. It's very difficult for them because before they could understand about the next guna, the life will be finished. So the path of Ashtanga Yoga in Kali Yuga. How can we do with Kali Yuga? The path of Ashtanga Yoga depends on sense control by stopping the activity of senses over sense objects through the process of Vairagya and mind control. So sense control is not, for Ashtanga Yoga we need sense control, isn't it? So sense control is very, very important for practicing Ashtanga Yoga. So this depends upon Ashtanga Yoga is depending upon sense control. By stopping the activity of the senses. That That we are supposed to do for Ashtanga Yoga. Over sense objects, we should not get attracted. Through the process of vairagya, we have to take up vairagya and mind control. Is all this possible these days? But in Kali Yuga, the people are most fallen and are absorbed in materialism, which is very unfavorable. Because Maya takes one in the opposite direction of material energy to enjoy the material world, while our goal is the Lord. So our goal is Lord, but Maya Devi is taking us in towards the material energy, that is opposite direction, to enjoy the material world. We have attraction to enjoy the material world. That's the problem. So we cannot follow this Ashtanga Yoga because it needs vairagya, it needs mind control, it needs to stop the activity of the senses. How is this possible? And sense control, oh my God, we can't do all these things in this material world, in this kind of life, in this Kali Yuga. Therefore, these processes of Varnashrama, Jnana, Karma, and Yoga are all failure in Kali Yuga. Okay, so this is how Maharaj finished this class. These processes of Varnashrama, Jnana, Karma, and Yoga are all failure in Kali Yuga. But the process of Bhakti Yoga is the most successful for Kali Yuga, the most pleasing to the Lord. Very easy and very practical to perform in Kali Yuga. 3 points Maharaj is given. The process of Bhakti Yoga is the most successful for Kali Yuga. It is most successful for Kali Yuga. The process of Bhakti Yoga. The most pleasing to the Lord. In Kali Yuga, this is a fantastic one. Very easily we can success over. We can get success. So most pleasing, in one lifetime we can get this Bhakti Yoga done. So the most pleasing to the Lord. It's very pleasing because we are having affection for Krishna and Krishna is sending his affection. It's most pleasing for the Lord. Very easy because Krishna is giving us hands. We are not doing it alone. And very practical to perform in Kali Yuga. Then because it's all like this because Bhakti doesn't depend on any other processes since it is internal. Bhakti, for doing Bhakti, we don't need to depend upon Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. So, because it is internal. So, anybody, a Sudra or a woman or a Chandala or a Sannyasi or a householder can have great attraction to the Lord and become a great devotee of the Lord. Okay? So, anybody, a Sudra or a woman or a Chandala or a Sannyasi or a householder like us, okay, we can all have Bhakti very nicely. We can have great attraction to the Lord and become a great devotee of the Lord. It is easy for a householder like us. It is very easy. Okay, we cannot follow Ashtanga Yoga, controlling mind control, sense control, this and vairagya. All this is not possible for us. But even though we are a woman, even though we are a Chandala, even though we are a Sudra, even though we are a Sannyasi or a householder, Grahasa, normal Grahasas, we can have great attraction for Krishna. Then we can become a great devotee of the Lord. That's all. We can develop our attraction for Krishna. It's going to be very easy. And we are going to be great devotee of Krishna. And Krishna will come and take us. What's the problem? So it's very easy. Bhakti Yoga is very practical and very easy. So we are finishing this chapter here. The process of Bhakti will continue till we get 100% attraction to Krishna and lose our attraction for body, home, property, children, relatives, wealth completely. So now we have to think, oh Krishna, I will take up this Bhakti Yoga. I will please my Krishna at any cost. So if I want to leave all this mixing Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, I will leave it. I will do anything to please my Lord at any cost. Feel Krishna as yours. So always feel Krishna as yours. When you feel Krishna as somebody else, a third person, the feelings will not be there. Then you will not be ready to give up anything. Feel Krishna as yours. Krishna is the only Suhrit, only friend of the distressed. He is the only one who can save us. Okay? So, we can attain Suddha Bhakti in this way. Very simple. We have to develop a relationship with Krishna. That's all. Suddha Bhakti has come. That's all. Just have a relationship with Krishna. Possessiveness of Krishna develops. We should develop our possessiveness. My Krishna, my dear Krishna. Always remember that we have to develop our possessiveness for Krishna. Cultivate a relationship with a beloved Krishna. And bhakti is, learning bhakti is fun. It's fun. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be very great task. It's going to be fun. Oh, my beloved Krishna, please let me please you. Just you have to chant your rounds and just to pray this. Please, Krishna, please let me please you. That's all. Krishna will give you everything. And catching that Nama Chintamani, you have to ask this. Deep love for Krishna begins with a sweet relationship. You devotees, one pointed desire is to give pleasure to Krishna. Our desire is not to give pleasure for ourselves. Our desire is to give Krishna pleasure. One pointed desire. We have one pointed desire to give pleasure to Krishna. So when these thoughts of pleasing Krishna reaches 24/7, it is known as Prema Bhakti. So when the mind becomes enemy, it switches off Krishna and change it into Bahirmukha. Then in Bahirmukha we understand, we recognize with our material status and identification. So actually we are the servant of the Lord, but we identify ourselves very proud, with very much pride. We recognize ourselves differently. Use all your material things, material mind, material intelligence, material senses in Krishna's service. Maximum engagement in Krishna is equal to maximum smarana, maximum Krishna consciousness activities. So maximum time you engage in Krishna and maximum you can have smarana. Since engaging in Krishna conscious activities makes us remember Krishna. So always when we are engaging in Krishna service, Krishna consciousness, we can remember Krishna. Krishna becomes pleased by our all these offerings. It's very pleased. But he becomes serious and get fascinated when we desire for a personal relationship with him and gives himself for that kind of love. Krishna becomes serious when we love him with a personal relationship, when we are cultivating a relation, when we want Krishna as in a personal relationship, Krishna becomes serious and he gets fascinated by that love and he is giving himself for that kind of love. Okay. But he becomes serious and get fascinated when we, in any kind. See, now we are showing 4 kinds of love: as a servant, as a father, as a son, as a friend, and as a lover. Okay, Krishna becomes very serious. So giving flowers, fruits, giving all the things, using talents in Krishna's service, spending time, keeping our mind in his thoughts, and then at last giving our own heart, one's own heart, makes Krishna feel indebted. Krishna is not only melted, he's indebted now. He becomes indebted. In this way, the same way, with a spiritual desire, somehow please Krishna, we engage our senses in Krishna's beauty, qualities, and pastimes. All this time we are only talking about bhakti, Krishna's Shakti, bhakti, no? Bhakti Shakti. So how to attain it? That's what we are talking about. So we are engaging our senses for Krishna's beauty, qualities, and Krishna, how to receive his bhakti, everything we are speaking. And we are talking about his pastimes, everything. Krishna, this is all I have. This is all I ever wanted. Giving flowers, fruits, giving all the things. So everything is melting Krishna's heart and Krishna feels indebted. Main climax starts when we desire for a relationship with beloved Krishna. When we start loving Krishna, Krishna, now I want a relationship with you. Krishna becomes stunned. Oh my God, this fellow is going to tie me up now. He's going to bound me now, bind me. Yashoda binding Krishna, Radha binding Krishna with their love. Prema Sudra. So, like Yashoda and Radharani, we also have to increase our this kind of attraction for Krishna in a relationship. How to increase our smarana? How to increase our remembrance of Krishna? We can remember Krishna during chanting time. And when we do our services, we can remember Krishna. We can in our chanting time, and then during our chanting time, then during our service time, we can remember Krishna. When we do our services, we can remember Krishna. But the human mind is while we are chanting, what is happening? Consciously, we are chanting 10%, means subconscious chanting is 50 to 60%. Unconscious chanting is 30 to 40%. We have to revert it. We have to do conscious chanting more, and we have to 100% conscious chanting we have to do. While remembering Krishna in a particular relationship, our chanting becomes very concentrated. So when we are remembering Krishna with a relationship, then our chanting becomes very concentrated. Then we start loving and we start crying for Krishna. Krishna, you are my dear one. Why are you not coming? Please come. I'm waiting for you here. So because of Krishna's reciprocation. So it becomes concentrated because Krishna also reciprocates for our love. Such a 16 rounds concentrated chanting can itself bring bhava and prema to us. So if we concentratedly do our 16 rounds, just cry for 16 rounds, cry, that's enough. Finish your chanting while crying, then you get bhava and prema. That's all. Just 16 rounds concentrated chanting will give us bhava and prema. Increased number of rounds is not necessarily the reason to attain bhava and prema. You don't need to increase our rounds, just 16 rounds with all concentration we can do. Okay, so we can do that chanting in ecstasy, chanting very concentratedly. So how Supreme Hero Krishna walks, we can think while we are chanting. How our Supreme Hero Krishna walks, how he stands, how he do activities to attract the gopis, gopas. Okay, so like this, we can think over Krishna, how he protects his gopas, how he protects his gopis, and never gets separated from the gopis and gopas. So like this, he's having so many pastimes. So Krishna's supreme beauty, sweetest qualities, amazing pastimes can be remembered in our chanting. Okay, so Krishna has to stand in our heart. He has to dance on our tongue. Prabhupada says, Krishna is dancing in my tongue. You see? Means you see. Prabhupada says, you see. Means we have to see how Krishna is dancing on Prabhupada's tongue. That means Prabhupada is feeling that Krishna is dancing on his tongue. Okay? So, thank you so much, dear devotees. Thank you so much for this wonderful chance. Because you have given me this chance, it is helping me to develop my devotion to Krishna. So I have to thank you for allowing me to speak and get myself absorbed in this kind of classes. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for giving me such a wonderful pleasure. This is my pleasure to speak about Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpadarupyasha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitana pavanebhyo Vaishnavi